Are you ready?
You better get ready.
Get ready to dive into the heart of local sports action. Broadcasting live from the heartland of Missouri. Welcome to the SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN.
Get set.
Because it's time to catch up on the latest local highlights, in-depth analysis, and interviews from the Boot Heel and beyond.
Get set.
Here we go.
And good morning to you. Good Saturday morning. It's the SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio. 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online, SEMOESPN.com. You can check us out on the free SEMO ESPN app. It's a free download. Check out all the cool little activities and things we got going on there. Some of the contest pages, weather. You can check out that on there. The latest up-to-date weather on our app. You can toggle in between different stations. You can send us a shout-out there. Let us know what you're thinking there on the app as well. All kinds of cool little features. Again, check that out on the free SEMO ESPN app. And a link to our podcast page. We'll have this show up after the show on our podcast page. So have that up and ready for you as well. Go back and listen to previous shows. So, folks, thanks for joining us this morning. Rusty Hendricks here in the SEMO Scramble. A lot to get to today as well. A little dragging a little bit this morning, a little tired. It's been a busy week for me. Covering a lot of Cape Catfish games, but boy, it was fun last night. The Catfish grab a victory, and they win. Big win last night, 10-0, and with that win, they're able to clinch a playoff spot. So interesting how they do it. We'll get into more of it here in a little bit later, but how they do it is they kind of break up the season. Like there's 56 games over about 60, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, something like that. During the summer. So they start in late May, they end their last day of the regular season is July 31st, okay? So you're basically two months plus a little bit more as far as the season. And it's basically every single day. So they break it up into two halves, okay? And you have a first half winner, and then you have a second half winner within the division. There's 4 divisions. There's 18 teams in the Prospect League, okay? 18 teams, and there's 4 divisions. So I think, for example, the Cape Catfish are in a division with 4 other teams, so 5 total teams, okay? So whoever has the best record within the certain amount of time, so they just finished the first half that ended last night. So, for example, the Catfish ended up playing, I think that was their 27th game of the year, 27th, 28th game of the year, something like that. They ended up winning, and they won the division, did that by a full game. So because of that, they clinched a playoff spot for the 5th time in 6 years. They've made the playoffs. That's pretty amazing. We'll talk to Glenn Campbell, the president of the Cape Catfish, coming up here in about 15 minutes from now. I'll get his thoughts on that, go through some of the cool features there. If you haven't gone to a Cape Catfish game since you've been around, look, this is the 6th year, you've been living under a rock because it is a fun time. I really enjoy it myself. Again, for the players, there's a lot of neat things for them, supporting those local athletes. And some of them, for example, you get some of these guys come in that they stay with host families, okay? These guys end up staying with host families. A majority of them do. So, I mean, there's probably, I think there's, around 40 guys total throughout the summer. There's probably about 30 of them, so most of them with host families. And, sometimes you'll get some guys stick around and like, all right, I like it, and want to sign with SEMO. And that's exactly what one of them did, a guy from Southern University, and his name is Renard Grace. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's a good pitcher, and he ends up signing with SEMO after coming here, liking it, the area, and the people, the facilities. So it's not only a good thing for the area to have some summer baseball, but it's a good thing for SEMO as well. You get guys in here in the facilities, get to talk to some people. The coaches are around, and you able to help out and add some guys because of that as well. Still guys that they're looking at. There are other guys that they even pursued, but I know that, for example, one guy, Cade Smith, he ended up deciding to go and commit to Little Rock. But I know that SEMO is in on him as well. So again, pretty cool. Some of these guys, you get to know them, and some good people as well. All right, we'll talk more about Catfish coming up. Coming up at 9:30, I'm going to talk with Jeff Bruni. Excited about that because, look, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge pickleball player, okay? Now, I live in Jackson. There are some pickleball courts right outside, basically beyond my house. I can walk to Litz Park there in Jackson from my house, and there's pickleball courts there, pretty brand new, I mean, just within the last couple of years. And I can go there and pretty much play whenever I want. I mean, I can go, I don't know, this is, for example, on a Friday night, go watch the Cardinals, and then step out my back deck and, maybe, I don't know, just kind of step outside for a drink or something, or just, take a look, see what's going on. And I hear the pickleballs pop in there in the background. You can hear it from my house. It's right there. You hear the people laughing, having a good time. It's the fastest growing sport in the United States, pickleball. And I want to talk about with Jeff Bruni because he's the president of the Pickleball Factory in Cape Girardeau. Again, I haven't been there myself. I'm interested in it, and I want to learn more about it. And I thought, okay, if I'm interested in it, a guy who loves sports, maybe there's others like that as well. So I wanted to get him on and talk about that, see what they provide, and kind of get a little more information on that as well. So that's coming up at 9:30. But first, let's talk St. Louis Cardinals, shall we? How about last night? Did you watch it? The Cardinals currently third in the National League Central. They have a 45-38 record now. Sonny Gray getting the start on the mound, and he was great. I know it was on Apple TV, so probably, there's a good portion of people that didn't get a chance to watch it. But if you were, it was definitely worth it. As we take a look at some of the highlights, the first one coming on the bat of Pedro Pajes, a guy that hasn't done a ton at the plate. I will say this, Pajes, he does have a little pop. And he'll provide you, a bomb from time to time. And this is what Pajes did in his first at-bat with the Cardinals last night.
Among the crew, we're just here to watch it.
It's a fly ball to the corner, hit pretty well. Pedro Pajes has given the Cardinals the lead.
That's what we're here to watch.
So a home run by Pedro Pajes, a bullet, 111 off the bat for Pedro Pajes. That was a bullet to give them a 1-0 lead. How about a little bit later, Burleson? How about Alec Burleson? He's been playing well, and he got a hold of one as well.
Yeah. There's a drive to right field, hit pretty well. Jones goes back to the wall, and that ball is gone. 2 homers in this inning for the Cardinals. Alec Burleson has his 10th of the year, and it's 3-0 St. Louis.
I think J.K.'s putting a little Detroit spell up here. All of a sudden, the Cardinals are scoring runs now and being able to hit that baseball with authority. We talked about that in the first couple innings.
All right, that was, again, presented by Apple TV. D-Train, Dontrell Willis, the man helping things out, talking about Detroit there. But Alec Burleson with a 2-run bomb. He has been swinging the bat so well. Good to see him. He's found a home. He's right around a 300 hitter. He's a guy that's really taken off, How about Nolan Arenado? Listen to the sound of this one off the bat.
The fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Nolan Jones backing up, still going. It's over his head. It's off the wall. So Nolan Arenado drives that one out to right to bring home Burleson. It's an RBI double and a tack-on run for the Cardinals.
So 4-0 through the 6th inning. Cardinals cruising, and a big reason for that. And Arenado, by the way, did add another one a little bit later. But a big reason for that was Sonny Gray. He got the start last night. He came in as the ERA leader for the St. Louis Cardinals this year. Liberatore second on the team, and then Fedde third. How about one of the best pitching performances you will see? And they do it in Cleveland. Sonny Gray on the mound.
1 ball, 2 strikes as Manzardo takes strike 3 call. Like a guy who's sitting out the whole game tonight, by the way. David Fry trying to check his swing, but he could not.
Selective on how they run the bases and score as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes as Schneemann takes strike 3 called before this year for Tyler Freeman. He swings and misses here as Sonny Gray strikes out the side.
No baseball, and they're very passionate about baseball, and that's why you're on the trip that you're having right now.
Bo Naylor strikes out in the...
A little highlight there from Apple TV. And after the game, I thought it was pretty neat that Sonny Gray, they talked to him, of course. They want to talk to him, Sonny Gray. Why? Well, he pitched the full 9 innings, a complete game shutout. He only gave up the 1 hit. 1 hit. He threw us, I think it was a slider that he threw, and it was not a bad pitch. It was a low and inside to a left-handed hitter. Ended up hitting it to right field in between the hole of first and second base. But that was the lone hit. No walks, 11 strikeouts. So you're talking about, if it wasn't for that hit, Sonny Gray would have had a perfect game last night. And they're calling it a Maddox, okay? Of course, that's a newer term that's come up the last several years. It's because of, of Greg Maddux and what he was able to do. And if you can have a complete game, you do it under 90 pitches. That they're calling that a Maddox. He did that 89 pitches. So 9 innings, 89 pitches for Sonny Gray. Again, the 1 hit, 11 Ks. You got 11 Ks and you only have 89 pitches. You talking about efficient. Cleveland was very aggressive against him last night. And again, after the game, Sonny Gray talking things over. And I thought it was cool because he had Pedro Pages. He had him come up with him. So I thought that was a nice gesture, saying, look, it wasn't just me. And he mentioned that in the interview that his big reason for that was Pages catching as well. And one of the thoughts I want to talk about maybe later on, not today, but maybe in a few weeks, is about Pages and the catching in general. And what's the plan for the Cardinals in catching? I've been, not overly happy with how they've handled the catching situation. Pages clearly is a guy that the players like. Clearly a guy that the coaching staff likes. And I like him too. I just don't like him as a starter. I like him as a backup, but, maybe games like this, and maybe I need to expand my horizons a little bit as far as my viewpoint. But, you got Bernal down low in the minors. You have Crooks. You have other guys, Rodriguez, that in the minors. I mean, you got some really good catching prospects coming up, of course, and that's not to mention Ivan Herrera. He's probably not going to be sticking at catcher, right? In others. So there's guys coming up. The question is, what do you do with Pages? So, again, that's something I want to get into later. But, again, I thought that was a really cool gesture last night. All right. It'll be today, 3:10, the start. By the way, that was a 5-0 final. 5-0 final. They finish off the Guardians. And, again, Sonny Gray, the victory. They play the Guardians today, 3:10. Slade Sassoni, 3-3 record, a 3.38 ERA. He's going to go against Miles Michaelis. That's the matchup today. And then the Cardinals now 3.5 back in the division. The Brewers 2 games back. So the Brewers are in second place, Cardinals third. Cardinals just a half game back in the wild card, so they're right there in the mix as well. And one thing I want to talk about as the Cardinals continue to, they're playing pretty good baseball. They have their struggles here and there, but it looks like they might stay in that mix. We have a month to figure things out before the trade deadline. The Cardinals right now, according to The Athletic, there was a story that put up, and that was put up by, Chad Jennings, Aaron Gleeman, and Tim Britton out of The Athletic. They put each team in different categories or tiers. They put the Cardinals along with the Red Sox and Diamondbacks in Tier 4. They call them the Taylors. So this is what they say about the Cardinals. First of all, their needs, outfield, a right-handed bat in the outfield, and a pitcher, probably bullpen or starter, maybe both. But these three teams see seem most clearly stuck between a short-term opportunity and a long-term plan. The Cardinals came into the season with a stated goal to kind of retool, but have largely outperformed expectations. Let's see. And so, look, the Cardinals, they talk about maybe trading a guy like Ryan Helsley, but maybe adding on the margins as well for those short-term solutions. So that's an article out of The Athletic. But the Cardinals, again, they're trying to get Jordan Walker back. He had an emergency appendectomy, so hopefully he's okay. Cardinals say that they caught it early and they feel like he'll be okay, just expected just to be on the 10-day IL. I want to see him get back and get going and seeing some playing time. Look, let's say you play 6 games out of the week, okay? Off day on Monday. So 6 out of the 7 days of the week you play. I'd like to see him play 4 out of the 6 games. I would. I know that he's struggled, but I'd like to see him time. And maybe you get him a little bit time in the minors. I would be okay with that. Maybe you say, okay, we're going to have you a month or two, maybe not a month, sorry, a couple weeks in the minors, and just to get going a little bit and then bring him back up. I'd like to see him get going. But look, I like the way Ollie's working the lineup right now. Honestly, over the last week, and Thomas Ajacey is up, a guy that you can work in a little bit more as well. They're kind of had that splits with guys with righties and lefties. Can you figure out lefties? They do a pretty good job against righty pitchers. They've struggled against lefties. So, but the Cardinals, again, good win last night to play again today. All right, we're going to talk some Catfish baseball coming up. Talking things over with the president of the Cape Catfish, Glenn Campbell, right after the break. Stay with us. SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN. Welcome back in. It's the SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio. Happy to be joined now on our phone line with the president of the Cape Catfish and Glenn Campbell. A huge win last night. They clinched the first half division for the Cape Catfish. A 10-0 shutout victory in 7 innings. The run rule last night over the Rockabillys and win their 18th game of the year. The Catfish are rolling. And Glenn, a huge win last night to clinch the division. I'm sure you didn't get a lot of rest, but how big was that win last night?
Well, Russ, thanks for having me on, man. It was big. You and I was up in the booth 2 or 3 times, and I don't normally do that. I was a little nervous. It just never seemed like we put the game away. It was 1-0. We kind of stole a run in the first inning and kind of stole a run in the second inning. You and I were talking about it. It was 2-0. And that Jackson team is really good. I didn't realize till I read the paper today we're 6-2 against them, and that's a team that owned us last year. And I don't know, man, to get that win last night. You hated. I talked to the coaches about it, and I talked to Mark Hogan about it. You don't talk to the kids about it because you don't put that kind of pressure on a summer league team. But for us, it's a big deal to get to the playoffs for the fifth season out of six tries and third straight season since I've been here, and then to host a game, it's a big deal financially for us. We've talked about this. We don't rake in a lot of money here. It's something that breaks even, makes a little bit of money. Thank God for all the sponsorships and the people that support it. And but a home game will really help us out. It really will. And so it was exciting. It was nice to blow it out late, so we could relax a little bit and have fun with it. But, man, what a game, man. What a game.
Yeah, save the date, August the 1st here at Capitol Hall. We'll have to wait, obviously, who we will face. But maybe the Thrillbillies. You take them on today, and a team that was nipping at your heels. They were 9-1 in their last 10 games. They had won 6 straight. They were making a run at it, and they won last night. If you guys lost – and then the Thrillbillies winning, they actually would have leapfrogged you and grabbed that better winning percentage. So you had to win, and you got it done last night, Glenn. But look, again, you take them on today, 6:35 start, and just maybe promote a little bit what you got going on today and kind of the rest of the week coming up.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Ralph and that group, the Thrillville folks, they're incredible. He stepped away from coaching, put one of the coaches at John A. Logan in there, and they haven't skipped a beat, man. So they're you're right. I think we'll see who knows, them or maybe the Rockabillys again. Who knows? But, for now, I'm happy that we won it, and we're going to keep playing good Catfish baseball and try to have the best record in the league, and then we'd host possibly more than one home game. So, but yeah, tonight we've got many good things coming tonight. We've got craft beer night, so that should be fun. They're coming out with our Catfish beer and other craft beers, so we've got that going on. Coming up in the second half, man, we got the Jorts Classic coming up. That's the 11th.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, the blue jean shorts. It'll be fun. We've got special jerseys we're wearing, tank top jerseys, and I'm looking right now to get some high Navy socks so it all kind of hooks up. So that'll be fun. And again, we play tonight and Tuesday, and then we're gone for about a 6-day road trip, and in between is the All-Star game. Yeah. So just a lot of stuff going on, and later on we've got the Alzheimer's awareness game. So I think we played 16 home games, so we only have 12 left. And man, we dodged rain early, and we've been dodging heat. So if you haven't seen the Catfish, we were kind of breaking attendance records early, and the last 3 or 4 nights have been really tough because of weather, and it's mostly the heat. So hopefully it cools off a little bit, and we get some fans back out there. And this is a fun team to watch. It's a good group of kids. The coaching staff's as good as we've ever had, and man, it's a lot of fun. The glow sticks last night, courtesy of River City Appliance. Again, we don't have time, but I can't thank all of the sponsors enough. Man, it's a community team. It's a regional team that this community surrounds and gets around and supports, and it's a reason we're able to do it. So we appreciate it.
And look, get some good baseball. It's fun to watch, and especially for young kids. My goodness, I mean, you're not going to get a better experience because, look, you go to a St. Louis Cardinals game, you're going to drive a couple of hours to St. Louis. You're paying minimum $20 for parking, minimum probably $10 to $15, $20 for a ticket. I mean, add that all up, concession stand, $20, $30 there, easy. Very affordable here for the Catfish, Glenn. I mean, you're talking a regular ticket around $10, right?
Yep.
On Wednesdays, it's half that. 5-7, 3 nights every Wednesday at home game, $5.73. You can't beat that. You mentioned the glow sticks last night, but many times you guys have the giveaways or maybe some kind of a coupon or voucher. You've done that many times. There's the cool events. Again, very affordable as far as the food vendors there. You got the options for the kind of the inclusive areas with the dugout club, the home run deck as well, different things. So you guys are doing it right. But tell fans a little bit more or some options that they would have there at Capitol Hall, and maybe if there are any open dates, for example, the dugout club and the home run deck.
Absolutely. No, that's a good point, Russ. We purposely kept ticket prices the same. And like you said, kids walk in for $5, 5 and under are free, and you see a lot of them running around. We don't know when. We're going to throw a couple $2 nights out here in the second half. Bottom line, we want to get more people out there to enjoy the park that's beautiful and the team that, like you said, incredible baseball. Guys were throwing 94 last night. Guys are hitting the ball 103, 108 off the bat. This is big league stuff with wood bats. I mean, some of these kids could be playing in the big leagues down the road, or certainly, in the minor leagues. So you're great. You're right. And then, the all-inclusive, we've still got, a couple nights available for the home run deck, or for the home run deck and the dugout club. So groups of 20 or more in the Papa John's dugout club, or 50 or more is what we like on the deck, but we can take smaller groups on the deck, especially this late into the season. We've got tents up top that people can rent. I mean, the all-inclusive areas are $30 to $40, and that includes your food, that includes your drink, and that includes your tickets. So it's an incredible value, and again, the food's great. Like you said, we brought out Encore Pizza this year to go along with Kenny's Flippin'. You've got the pretzels there. We've had the fish guy from New Madrid there. So it's again, we've got Holy Smokes down there. So again, we've been trying to step our game up and every year get a little bit better and a little better experience. And I love the Cardinals. To your point, not everybody can afford, for a family of four, $200 or $300 to go up.
Yep.
You can come out here and, $50 and have a great time and eat and enjoy the evening. So, yeah, we that's part of what it is. I mean, the Patels are Andy and Anissa are incredible. Jimmy Limbaugh, myself, Mark Hogan, the owners. We're here for the community, and yes, this thing's got to be. It's got to make money so we can keep it rolling. But everything we make goes right back in the park, the new bathrooms and things like that. So it's a hometown team. I hope people are proud of it, and we're excited. I know those kids last night kept coming to me and saying, "Hey, we want it, man. We want it for you. We want it for you." And they know what it means. They know what it means. They see the tradition, even if they haven't been here. Newsom last night. It's his first year, Cooper Newsom. And he knows the tradition. He knows they're coming into a team and a franchise that wins. And I think winning breeds winning, man. And we've got a lot of great kids. So.
Absolutely. And one of the cool things, too, I think you guys do is, I mentioned all the things for the kids. After the game, they get to go and have autographs signed. this year, there's actually some playing cards you guys have sold. I actually got all the players to sign myself some playing cards, some actual baseball cards. That was really cool that fans get to do that. And then, like you said, maybe Caden Bogenpole, a guy that's been playing, I think really the chance to see him is probably today for the Catfish, and he's a guy that could be playing in the majors someday. So go out and get his autograph. I mean, why not? But I wanted to mention this before we get off the air. You guys have now eclipsed the 200th win mark in your franchise history for a team that's, like you said, only in their sixth season. That is amazing. What you guys have been able to accomplish. It seems like you're in the playoffs every year. You're right around 30-plus wins every year, which is a lot when you're talking about, under 60 games in the season. So how proud are you on what this franchise has been able to accomplish and grabbing, again, that 200th win the other night?
No, it's huge. It's huge for the Patels and Harry Rediger, who brought the team here, the mayor, former mayor, Mark Hogan, even people like Cindy Gannon, who are no longer working for us, but they had a big part to play in this. And it's a big deal, man. And it's one of those deals where you look back and you say it's not about winning. Well, I don't know. Mark Hogan and I have the same theory. If you're going to do something, do it right and try to win. I mean, these boys don't come here to try to lose, right? Neither do the coaches. And again, not that winning is everything. You're here to get these boys a great experience, and they're here to get reps and get better and go back to their schools and have sharpened their craft. But I think you can do all the things. I think you can do all the things you want to do and win. And so it's important that we bring in ball players that epitomize that and that want to win. And again, doesn't always mean you're going to. I mean, we've had great teams the last 2 years, and lost the first step, man. So we're proud of it. I think we're just starting. Win number 201 last night.
Yep.
And we'll just keep it going. See, I don't know how long it takes us to get to. I'd say in the next 3 seasons we'll be to 300 because that to your point, we've got 18 wins. I mean, this team could very easily win another 35 games this year. So it's again. Whoever comes along into the Catfish, whether it's front office or players, we want to set the tone, man. This is an organization like the Yankees or the Dodgers that expects to win. The Cardinals, they expect to win, and so that's if you have that mindset, you instill that mindset into everybody from the front office to the players, to the coaches, the fans, everybody. It's expected, and I think maybe everybody raises their bar a little bit, and the players do, and everybody else does. So we're excited, man. It's just, again, I didn't win a single game. I sat in the stands along with everybody else, but it sure has been fun since I've been here the last 3 years. So looking forward to the rest of it, man.
Absolutely. And Glenn, something I mentioned at the top of the show is look. I mean, the Catfish coming. Obviously, it's a great thing. For fans and people and for these players just to be able to play and the opportunity to have. But it's great for the community. I mean, what you've been able to provide for entertainment purposes and for opportunities for not only the players but for fans and for people to do, family-oriented and safe and cheap, affordable. But also, too, for the players, Glenn, I mentioned this, again, at the top of the show, it's a good thing for the university and for SEMO. You're playing there, at Capitol Hall where SEMO plays. For example, you get guys in, hey, they like the facilities, they like the atmosphere, they like the people. For example, a Renard Grace that just signed with SEMO, a guy that otherwise, let's be honest, he probably wouldn't have signed with SEMO. Let's be honest.
Right.
But he comes here, he sees what's going on, and a lefty from Southern University now is going to be playing for SEMO. That's a good thing, not only for this area, but also for SEMO athletics.
Yeah, I tell you, the thing I'm most proud of, I look at a couple things. When I walk around, and I walk around the entire game other than sitting with you in the fourth inning, I walk around at the deck and the dugout club and behind home plate, and when I see people I don't know enjoying baseball, something I have to do, something I had to do, had something to do with, it's just fun, and they're having fun, and they talk to me about how much fun they had, and their kids had fun, and, they come for the first time and say, man, this is awesome. My kids had a great time. My wife and I did. We're coming back, and that right there makes me proud. And then to your point, I think the world of Coach Kenny, Coach Azell, and Coach Sawyer. Andy Sawyer's good friends. Those three guys are good friends of mine. They're SEMO coaches, and we work alongside with them. Anything we can do to make the field better helps them. Anything they can do helps us. If we can bring players in that they can take a look at, or if we can take their players. We have two of their players, Tank Sibbs and Caleb Champion, that are learning a little bit about themselves this summer, and they're going to be better for SEMO because of what they did with the Catfish. And so that relationship, Matt Nukowski pitched early for us.
Yep.
He saw that he's going to be a very good lefty. We can take some of their pitchers, some of their players that didn't get a lot of playing time, and get them out here and get some reps. And you know what? They're going to be better when they come back in the fall. And all around, I think the relationship between us and SEMO, us and the city, it's just gotten so much better over the years, and I'm very proud of that. But I appreciate you bringing that up.
Absolutely. Well, Glenn, I'm out of time, but thanks so much for joining me this morning. Good stuff, and I'll see you tonight.
Absolutely, man. Take care, Rusty. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Glenn. See you, man.
Bye.
All right, that's Glenn Campbell, the president of the Cape Catfish. Again, all home games right here on SEMO ESPN and on our Prospect League TV network. It's presented by Home Team Network, HTN, but great broadcast there as well. I'm not just talking about – I'm talking about the video and the things like that. They do a great job with that. But, again, join us tonight. Be on the air at 6:20. First pitch at 6:35. Cape Catfish, the Thrillville Thrillbillies out of the Marion. Should be a fun time tonight. Again, Many Good Things Brewery there tonight, so that's going to be fun. All right, taking a break. We're going to get off the baseball talk for a second, and we're going to talk a little pickleball. The president of the Pickleball Factory, Jeff Bruni, is going to join me next here on the SEMO Scramble. We'll be right back. SEMO Scramble here on SEMO ESPN Radio, 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, and online, SEMOESPN.com. Big thanks to Glenn Campbell joining us just a few minutes ago. We'll see him tonight at the Cape Catfish game. But talking things over with Jeff Bruni, president of the Pickleball Factory. Want to get some thoughts on pickleball. And look, it is the fastest growing sport in the United States. It is. I know it because I live next to a pickleball court, and I can hear the pickleball going all night, all day long. But Jeff's joining me. Excited to talk to him. So I guess, first of all, Jeff, I just want to say thank you for joining me this morning. How are we doing?
Hey, good, Rusty. I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, those outdoor pickleball courts, man, they can get loud.
Absolutely. Hey, I live next to one, okay? I live in Jackson, right next to Litz Park, okay? It's right behind me, and all day long I can hear it. And, here's the thing. I can just walk there. I take my dog on walks there a lot. My wife and I, along with our baby girl, we take her in the stroller, and we'll walk around the pond and things like that. And a lot of times I'll go, I think I might, hit the ball a little bit. I got a pickleball and a couple of paddles and things like that, and I go up there and it's full. I mean, the courts
Yeah,
are full.
totally.
But, hey,
Yeah.
look, you guys are located off Independence Street there in Cape. Tell us about the Pickleball Factory, what you guys offer, provide, and some of the amenities there.
Yeah, sure. We've been really excited about just the response the community has had for us. We opened December 19th of 2024, and it's been fast and furious since then. But we've got 14 indoor courts in the former Thorngate building, and so it was a men's suit manufacturer forever, and it had been in disrepair for several years, and we bought it, and we were like, okay, what can we do with this building? And I was am an avid pickleball player, and I said, hey, I got an idea. What about indoor pickleball? Because there's really no quality indoor pickleball anywhere in the region. And so we ran with it. And, we've got 14 indoor courts. We had a consultant come in that really helped us. We also have a top 10 player in the world, Dylan Frazier, who is our touring pro, and he really helped us with lighting, with soundproofing, we've got cushioned courts, and so that's a big amenity for us. That, one of the things, like when you go to Litz Park, it's great to play there, but it will wear and tear on your body because you're just playing on straight concrete.
Right.
It's just concrete with acrylic paint on it. And so our courts have 7 layers of rubberized cushion on them. And so you just don't get as fatigued when you play. You're not as sore the next day after you've played, and you can play for longer. Our coaches love it because they can coach for a longer period of time. And instead of just standing on concrete all day, they're standing on that cushion, and the ball reacts the exact same way it would on concrete. And so lots of facilities across the country are going to these cushioned courts just to help with the players, the wear and tear on players' body. We've got 14 indoor courts. We've got the cushioned courts. We've got amazing lighting. We've done a great job soundproofing it. We had the number 1 50 and over player in the world came to town to do a clinic for our members, and he came to me and he said, I don't know what you all have done, but this is the quietest indoor facility I have ever been in.
That's awesome.
And which is saying a lot because he's been in a bunch of them all over the world. And so it is super quiet in there. We can have the music blasting and people on all 14 courts, and you can still communicate across the net to your playing competitors and your friends that are on the next court, and you're not having to scream, and which is how a lot of facilities are.
Pickleball. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it gets so loud in indoor facilities typically that it's not fun.
So I wanted to talk about how it's growing sport. One aspect or one spot that I saw that it's soared by nearly 223% over the past 3 years. Millions of newcomers. There's been over 150 plus million invested in pickleball facilities. But one thing I looked at, over 10,000 courts have been dedicated to pickleball, nationwide.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why is this such a growing sport in your opinion? What's made it so popular?
It's one of the most social sports I've ever played. Just because you're in such close proximity to the people with your playing partner, with the people you're playing against, with the courts that are next to you. And, it's just fun. And the barrier of entry is super low because, you just need a paddle. It's not like you need $3,000 worth of golf clubs to take the game up. You just need a paddle. And like in our facility, you can just use one of our demo paddles. And so the barrier of entry is super low. But it is just, and also it's easy for any age. I mean, we have 90-year-olds that play in our facility. We have 7-year-olds that play in our facility. And, you can be competitive at any age. I've played in leagues, and we've had 80-year-olds in the league, and they can hold their own. And I've had I've played in leagues at our facility where we've had 15-year-olds, and they're holding their own against, adults. And so it's just fun that, regardless of your age, regardless of your athleticism, that you can really be competitive and have fun playing the game.
It can be maybe a little intimidating. You go in there, you see all these courts, all these people playing. So options for those maybe who is a beginner, okay, just starting out.
Yeah.
How would you say, is it kind of easy to pick up or play for someone who hasn't done much? What are some options for those maybe just beginning? Is there any kind of training available for them as well?
Absolutely. So at our facility, we have memberships, of course, for people that play a lot, but anybody can come in and play at our facility. It doesn't matter if you're a member or not. You can just walk in off the street and say, I want to give pickleball a try. And so if you do that, you walk in and you don't have a paddle, you can use one of our demo paddles. If you don't know the rules, our staff can do what we refer to as a learn to play. And, what's fun is for, beginners to come in, newbies to come in with two or three other people, and we'll teach the game to them, teach them the rules, get them going. And it's amazing how many times I've seen people come in that have never played before, that demoed a paddle, that we did a learn to play for them and their friends, and then I see them come back and play multiple times. And then I see them come to our pro shop and buy a paddle. And so it's just been an amazing process for, these beginners that take up the game. And then they, I always tell them, like, welcome to your new addiction. Once we do a learn to play with them, because it's true. Like, once you start, like, you don't want to stop. It's just such a fun game.
And again, talking things over with Jeff Bruni, the president of the Pickleball Factory there in Cape Girardeau. And you have a couple of the training machines there, right? And there is a little courtside kitchen option to grab a little food and drink. Is that correct?
That's right. The Ernie machines are what we have, and they're pretty cool. You can just download the app, and then you can do a customized training session with them. And so we'll have a lot of people come in with their playing partner, and they'll do a simulated game with these machines. And so it's pretty cool to see. But yeah, the courtside kitchen is incredible. The food is amazing. Richard and his team do an awesome job. And you can just scan a QR code at your court, and it pulls up the menu, and it'll bring it, so you can order any kind of food from the courtside kitchen, and including alcoholic drinks, including soda, including all that kind of stuff, and we bring it right out to your court. And so, it's really been fun just seeing people come in there and play and, have a few drinks and order dinner. And, those are some great amenities that we've got that people just love.
I want to talk about next some events that's coming up. I know, for example, today, actually, there's an advanced skills clinic with Caleb Proctor. He's helping with a one-day event there. But there's one of the events that I think is intriguing to me coming up, the glow-in-the-dark pickleball tournament. There's right. some summer leagues and things coming up, some youth camps, things like that. But tell us some of the events coming up.
Yeah, totally. Caleb is a great pro that we've got on staff, and he does a really good job with students regardless of age. And he moved here from Florida, and he's a great player in his own right, but he's just a great teacher of the game, and is lots of fun. And so, he's doing that clinic today, but he does, individual lessons. We've got other coaches on staff that do individual lessons, clinics, and stuff like that. We also have an affiliation with the St. Louis Shock. That's a Major League Pickleball team, and we're the only regional partner of theirs, regional facility partner. And so they send their coaches down to train people that want to be trained at our facility. And but we've got some great stuff coming up. Yeah, the Glow in the Dark is coming up. That's a fundraiser for KPU Tackle Football. And but then we also just have Glow in the Dark open play that day. So you can just pay to come and do open play. So meaning that you don't have to have a court reservation. You can just come in and find a court type thing. So that'd be cool. We've got the Notre Dame Bulldog Bash, our brawl coming up That's July 12th. And that's a great fundraiser for Notre Dame. It's the first of its kind for Notre Dame. They've never had a pickleball tournament, so we've got a lot of people that are excited about that has already signed up. And kind of the biggest news we have coming up is we've got the Missouri State Championship. The PPA amateur, so PPA is the Professional Pickleball Association, and it's their amateur state championship. There's only 50 of these in the country, and we got the Missouri Championship, and it is a national qualifier for the World Championship. So if you win here, you go to the World Championships in Dallas, Texas, and that's August 1st through 3rd. So it's a 3-day tournament, and they've got obviously, and you can play at any level, so you don't have to be the best player in the world to win. You'll play against other people that are your level, your duper number. So duper is kind of like a golf handicap, but for pickleball. And so it's the Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating. And so it's a way for you to kind of know your level and to play against other people that are on your level. And so that's how when you play in a tournament, that you're going to play against other people that are 3.0 to 3.5 type thing. And so anybody can play in that Missouri State Championship. You don't have to be, like I said, the best player in the state of Missouri to think that you can win. So you can go to the World Championships at any level. And that's going to be a really exciting thing for the community. Lots of people are interested in that, as you can imagine, and the town's going to be buzzing when that's going on here. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got summer leagues that are starting, all these tournaments. We do a ton of corporate events where businesses, just do kind of a team building thing where they'll come in, they'll bring 30, 40, we've had 75 people in there from different businesses that, they'll play some pickleball, they'll have a meeting, we'll cater the food for them, they'll have some drinks, they'll play some more pickleball. And so it's just a really fun team bonding type thing. But, we've got a ton going on this summer at the Pickleball Factory, and so it's really exciting.
That's awesome. Again, talking things over with Jeff Bruni. Wanted to shift gears for a second. Look, obviously, it's pretty cool talking about pickleball and exciting to some of the things going on. I did want to talk a little football with you, a guy that has some ties with the Cape Jackson rivalry. Just wanted to talk about that. I mean, is that something that you look forward to every year? I know that obviously you are, in the midst of Notre Dame and obviously kids there now. But
sure.
I don't know, I guess wanted to reminisce a little bit on what that was like, a guy that played, and a lot of ties there to that Cape Jackson rivalry and what that means to you as well.
Oh, it's a big deal in our family. We always give the ones grief, the Bruni family members that have lost to Jackson, because I never lost to Jackson. And so I always remind my cousin that. We would always remind my grandpa of that, and because they both lost to Jackson. And but it's a fun rivalry. We had I had a ton of friends on the Jackson team. Because we, speaking of KPU tackle football, all the kids in Jackson used to play in KPU tackle football because they did not have JAYF at that time. So growing up in the 80s, when my Uncle Greg started KPU tackle football, all the Jackson kids would play over here. So we were teammates with those guys. And so then when we would play against them in junior high and high school, yes, we of course wanted to beat their brains in, but, we loved those guys too. And so it was always just a fun rivalry. We always used to joke that, if we could just create like a county all-star team and then go play places like Bluff and Sykeston, because we all collectively hated Bluff and Sykeston. But yeah, it was a really fun rivalry. I mean, I remember those games just so vividly. And, back then is when, for Cape, we played at Houck Stadium. That was our home field. And so seeing, Houck Stadium absolutely packed to the rim my senior year, 1991. And, I look back at those pictures and there's not an empty seat in the house. And, it was was just so much fun. And, you know, me and my friends, my teammates at Central, and then the guys we played against at Jackson, we still will text back and forth, you know, about the upcoming game and all that kind of stuff. And so it's always fun to see every year and just see a new crop of rivalry start. I wish Cape Central would start picking back up the wins against them. But so hopefully maybe this year. I got a lot of friends on the Central coaching staff, and they're pretty excited about their team this year, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. Last thing, I'm going to let you go, Jeff. Stick on the football theme. Look, not to ruffle any feathers or not to, get, I guess, political or anything here, but do you think, in your opinion, that there could be football at some point coming to Notre Dame? Maybe at some point we could have the Notre Dame and Cape or Notre Dame and Jackson rivalry. What do you think?
Well, you know, there are some discussions about that. I'll just say that. And there's been discussions about that for a long time. But, you know, us being a part of Notre Dame, I've really seen how they support, their sports. It's pretty amazing. And football at Notre Dame would be an incredible thing. It really would. And so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But there definitely have been discussions. And it would be fun to watch and fun to see, and I'd love to be able to participate in some way.
Absolutely. Jeff, I really appreciate the time this morning. Thanks so much for letting me talk to you, and excited for some of the things to come with, again, the Pickleball Factory and some of the events coming up, and I appreciate you talking about it this morning.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on. You got to come play. You got to come over and play pickleball instead of just playing outdoors. You know, it's the weather's always perfect in the Pickleball Factory, so you don't have to worry about the heat. You don't have to worry about rain, snow, sleet, all that stuff. So come on over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. Maybe have to go to that glow in the dark open pool play. That would be fun. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. It really is.
All right, Jeff. Take care, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, Jeff Bruni, appreciate him for joining us. We're going to take a quick break, be back, finish things off. The St. Louis Blues, the number 19 pick in the draft was? Find out next.
St. Louis has the next pick. Get ready to laugh, not at the Blues' next pick, but at this hilarious stand-up comedian. Live from the Blues watch party in St. Louis, Nikki Glazer.
With the 19th overall selection in the 2025 NHL entry draft, the St. Louis Blues are proud to select from the Blainville-Boisbrand Armada, right winger Justin Carbonneau.
Great job. I love her.
Justin Carbonneau is the pick, a right winger. Sorry it took so long to get there, but we got there thanks to Nikki Glazer, ESPN, of the broadcast there. So the Blues select a right winger. Seems to be a guy that guys like. And Justin Carbonneau, here's a little bit of a snippet of an interview that he did with Andy Strickland of NHL.com and of the St. Louis Blues. Listen in to Justin Carbonneau's first interview after the draft.
Justin, welcome to St. Louis. How you feeling right now?
Really proud. I'm grateful to the Blues that gave me a chance here. Gonna make sure it's a great pick. I plan on working as hard as I can to make a lineup and pretty soon and bringing a cup to St. Louis. I think they turned the team around last year with the new coach and all that. So, no, really proud right now.
All right, walk me through the last couple of hours being in L.A., waiting to hear your name called. When the Blues went up with the 19th selection, did you have a feeling maybe they'd call your name?
Yeah, pretty long day. You kind of have you have nothing to do all day. Some meetings, some breakfast with the NHL, but after that you just have to wait. So pretty long day. I met with some Blues staff and all that, but it's hard to tell. You never know what's gonna happen in the draft and all that. But only thing I can say is I'm cannot be more happy right now.
So Justin Carbonneau, again, the newest St. Louis Blue, the 19th pick. Again, I know some fans wanted to get into defensemen, but a lot of defensemen picked in front of him. Maybe a center. They're lacking some center depth, but again, there is a ton of good centers. But so they go with the best player available. Some people thought that Carbonneau would be picked before that. So the 19th pick, I feel like that's a pretty good pick. And look, they just had a rebranding of the St. Louis Blues as well. I love the rebranding, some of the new logos, the heritage colors that they have. Loving that for the Blues. They nailed that as well, their new uniform. So I'm going to have to get some new merch because of that. So the Blues doing it right there. But Justin Carbonneau out of Canada, and it sounds like a Canadian name, doesn't it? A right winger, so selected by the St. Louis Blues. So a lot of work to do for the Blues. Doug Armstrong and company this offseason. Right now, they're in talks of before the July 1st deadline. They have a chance, and there's some talks before the draft there, maybe trading Jordan Kyrou. I don't think that'll happen, but potentially there's an option of maybe getting another defenseman maybe for Kyrou. But, I know one of the stated goals and the hope would be to get a center in which you could maybe put, your guy in Braden Shin down the third line as a center instead of in the second and kind of have more depth there. You're still waiting on Dalibor Dvorsky to step in, probably a guy that not initially will be used a ton, but, maybe at some point he could be that guy. But, he's got to work his way in, right? But what do the Blues do in the offseason? I think they're going to be active. They're going to be in the midst, but do they pull the trigger on some things? I don't know. There's an opportunity to maybe even trade a goalie in Joel Hofer. Maybe they could re-sign him and extend him. A chance to do that. Maybe extend some other guys as well. And talking about Cam Fowler, Radek Faksa, does he come back? Do you extend guys such as some of the offer sheet players that you had in Broberg and Holloway? So a lot of options and things that the Blues can do. The cap is going up, so they have some room to maneuver. Just how do they allocate those funds, and what do they decide to do? That's going to be interesting. Doug Armstrong, though, one of the best in the business as a GM. It's going to be an exciting offseason for the St. Louis Blues. All right, that's all I got this morning. Appreciate you joining me. Again, appreciate Glenn Campbell, Jeff Bruni. Good talks with them this morning as well. Again, make sure and join us tonight. The Cape Catfish be on the air at 6:20 for the pregame, 6:35 for the first pitch against the Thrillbillies. Just want to see if maybe the Squirrels are playing this weekend. So check that out as well. You can check out the schedule on our online on our website as well. But Charleston Fighting Squirrels, things are going on as well. And check them out with Eric Shawn and company on KSIM. All right, Rusty Hendricks saying so long for the final time. See if we can get another Cardinals and Catfish winner here today, shall we? Let's do it. All right, Rusty saying so long for the final time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.
You've been listening to the SEMO Scramble on SEMO ESPN. Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 for a dash of hometown pride right here on the SEMO Scramble. Yes, don't miss the latest news, scores, and stories that matter most to local sports enthusiasts from the Boot Heel and beyond. Right here on SEMO ESPN 1220 AM, 93.5 FM, the SEMO ESPN app, and at SEMOESPN.com.